What is going on, guys? Today we have my 95 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX. It's 2GB converted at the moment, kind of in a couple different colors, but there she is. And today we're going to be installing this front lip, so get it unpackaged here. DSM probes. This one here, it's just an eBay lip, like $130 or so. This one's from Icon Racing. Let's see if you can see that. This one's actually different than the other ones I've had. So usually the thing to do is buy like a little L brackets, and you glue them to the bottom so the front doesn't point down. This one actually kind of came reinforced. So let's see the fitment on this. Compared to the other ones you guys don't see, but I don't know. But here's this guy. Got a little lip here on the back. Not all of them do. Let's see, right there. Then yeah, you can see the bottom's all just the molding design, some reinforcement. Yeah, we will see how this thing fits. If you guys don't have quick release on your 2G, I don't know what you're doing, because this thing's got to come off for almost anything. So a lot of times these lips actually come up short on one side. So I usually try to line it up on whatever the good side of your car is, you know, because it's got to look best on one side. The other side, who cares about, right? But so we're going to go ahead, we're going to start on one end, and we're going to kind of make our way across. It's just the way I like to do it. And this little lip right here is really what makes it lip low. So a lot of people actually end up shaving this off to get the extra ½ inch of clearance, otherwise you're scraping everywhere. And I'm probably going to end up doing that. I'm going to put it on first, and we'll see how it goes, and then I'll probably shave it off when it's already mounted to the bumper. Be a little bit easier, but let's get started. Alright, so first things first, that company actually, dropped one, actually sent me some self-tappers. So that's kind of how I'm going to get it aligned before I go ahead and drill nuts and bolts into it. But like I said, start with the good side. This here is my driver's side, so car doesn't really have like a bad side to it. My other car does, this one doesn't. So I'm just going to start here and then work my way around. That first one in on the side, and then I'm going to go into the middle, because you can get both sides to sit even in the back, but it'll pull the middle back a little. So I'll start in the middle, and then I'll kind of make it work for that side there. See, I got all self-tappers in, and this one actually lined up a lot better than the previous ones I've had. So it's got this gap still. It'll be closed up with nuts and bolts, but for the time being, that's how she sits. I definitely like mine kind of more even with the front right here. I feel like the front's kind of the most important spot looking wise. So you can see the back, this one lines up pretty good. And go around to the other side here. It sucked itself under kind of. That's kind of what it wanted to do to fit this. So I might end up just shaving this little back part off of this side, pull it out a little bit, make it look a little cleaner. But yeah, so I'm probably going to do that real quick. So I went ahead, flattened that side out as best I could. See that side? You can see with the light. Side's lined up pretty well. Kind of follows the front pretty decent up here. And then I got this side all mocked up. What it looks like on the ground. So I'm happy with that. Like I said, one side usually comes up short. That happened to be this one. So pick a good side. Probably could have shaved this back off here, maybe made that just a little more forward to make that one a little more back, but all up to you. This is kind of how I done my other ones. So let's get it test fitted. So that's how she looks. I really like this slip. Kind of adds a lot to the front. These 2GB front bumpers kind of have a big underbite to them without a lip. You can see the front it just barely sticks out higher than the nose of the bumper, but definitely pretty cool. This car's just on 2-inch lowering springs, I think. Maybe it's only 1.5 inches. Just some Megan Racing, and clearance on it is a 3-inch extension. Give you guys a little idea. It's just barely lower than 3 inches, probably at the lowest point. Sides usually sit a little higher. Back in the corner, it's probably about 3.5 or so. So the way that I like to cut mine is we're gonna leave this side edge and then kind of blend it into the flat part for the front of the bumper. So we should have a solid 3 inches or so up front, kind of once I get it all leveled out. So we'll probably start doing that. When I do shit, pretty much just wing it. So I'm kind of just gonna send it and then hopefully kind of line it up eventually. So yeah. First cut was a little rough, so I'm just going to keep working at it, kind of smoothing it all out. Probably go back with a grinder disc after. I don't know what it's made out of. Kind of smells like paint when I cut it, so I probably shouldn't be breathing it, but oh well. Alright, so just finished with the grinder. Came out alright. So you can see, like I was saying earlier, I started kind of big on the sides and then just kind of worked its way down, made it a little bit thinner, gonna get a little bit more clearance. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill some bigger bolts. I got some really big washers and nuts and bolts. I prefer doing that with these lips because they will rip off no matter what with self-tappers. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then see how secure we can get it and put it back on the car. Alright, so I went ahead and got 11 nuts, bolts, and washers. I definitely recommend some type of a locking nut, whether you get the actual locking nut or the lock washers with it. But definitely go with a bigger one. I think I'm gonna just use one on the bottom and just this on the top because I only drilled a 5/16 hole, which is the size of these, so that should definitely be enough on the back to cover it. I just kind of got a variety. Probably should have got all the big ones, but I'll probably spread these ones out and then put these ones in between. So let's get these things on. did end up finding a couple more bolts. I'd recommend probably about 15. Make it on the safe side, as well as some self-tappers, but let's go ahead and tighten these things.